Hello everybody. Angie here. I am coming on to do the make for the hashtag full deck challenge 2 for you guys. The prompts for card number 35 have been posted, and they are eyes and transparent. And this is just where we are altering and doing mixed media, whatever have you, and altering a playing card. So those are my prompts. And let's see what we can do. This is going to be pretty quick, guys, because I had to do a lot of it off camera just for the sitting and the drawing purposes. It would just take too long, and I'm not real good at the editing and all that stuff on the videos, so I had to do a lot of it off camera. But let me show you what I have. It is this piece here. It doesn't look like much, but what it is supposed to be is just a pile of, I don't even know what you want to call it, just earth and dirt and buildup and dried leaves and fresh leaves as they fall from the tree. As you can see, the lower below is darker because they're dying. They're closer to the earth. They've fallen off of the tree a lot longer. And then we have some fresher leaves. And I just have a buildup. And as you can see, it's quite built up. I started with a piece of vellum paper. So that is going to be my transparent. And I, excuse me, I used multiple colors of ink. I used a piece of cheesecloth where you get the texture. I used matte gesso, and I just layered it. I did the ink first, and I didn't like that because I thought that the layering of the colors would build that up. I didn't like that. So then I did some inks, let it dry on the cheesecloth, which I liked the beginning of that. So then I glued the cheesecloth down, and once I glued it down, the glue kind of changed the color of the inks. And I used Tim Holt inks on these, okay? It kind of changed the color, and I didn't like that, so I sprayed more ink, multiple colors, and I let that dry. And then I sprayed it again, and I let that dry. I did it layering. Then when I kind of sort of got to a color where it looked like dirt and earth tones, I thought I would build it up a little bit and make it look a little bit more realistic like dirt. So I added some gesso. And that's where you see kind of the white where the ink didn't completely cover everything as thoroughly as I would have liked. So I plopped some gesso down, and I sprayed more ink. And more ink and more ink. I did like 3 layers, let it dry, 3 layers, let it dry. And then after that, I did a layer of leaves. And for that, I used just a leaf. I thought I said, oh, here we go, right in front of me. I used some of this vine, and I just clipped off the leaves, and I inked those up and let them dry. And then I put another layer on top, and I didn't ink the top layer. So as you can see, you know, just some are dying and some are more dead than the others. And I was just kind of going for just a section of earth, just dirt and dried leaves and old leaves and fresh leaves, and just building it up, basically. I did a rough tear kind of around the edges and inked around it. And I left a little flap. So that's kind of the best I think I can do with that. The more I add, it just kind of, I don't know, it doesn't really change. I put so many layers. I've literally put like 10 different layers of ink on this, and it's just gotten to where it's just not changing anymore. And it's actually turning lighter rather than darker. So I decided to stop, and I let it thoroughly dry. And for the most part, I'm kind of pleased. I like it. I like the texture. I don't know how well the camera is picking that up. I do like the texture, and I like the feel of it. It just looks like a patch of dirt, a patch of earth, and that is really overall what I was going for. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I was going to use this only, but I decided to take an additional piece of vellum and overlay it over the top. Because this, as you can see, look how icky. Just so many layers of glue and ink and gesso is on there. I'm going to put another piece to back that just to make it look a little bit more finished and fresh. So I'm going to do that, and I'm just going to use glue stick. And I know this is a pretty heavy piece, but I think this glue stick will work. But if I need to come back through with some heavier duty glue, I'll do so. But for sake of video, we'll start there and see how that works. Okay, and I am just going to line this right up and stick it down. Just like that. And it's going to be, if you haven't been able to figure that out yet, it's going to be a little flap. Okay, a little flap, whatever you want to call it. I really like the cheesecloth. That's cheesecloth back there. And I used pine needle green and vintage photo, and I used corduroy, just different shades of brown, and it was really looking good. I didn't start coming into a change in color until I used the gesso, because I was going for like a dirt, kind of like a layered, more of a layered textured feel. But it is what it is. I do like it, but you know, it was a learning process for me. I learned, you know, what colors to mix, or maybe I should have done the gesso first and then built up the lighter ones and the inks last. Excuse me. But yeah, so that's what I ended up with. I wanted to look like a pile of dirt, a piece of earth, and just something kind of, I don't know really what words I'm going for at the moment, but when you see my finished, maybe you can fill in the blanks and help me out. Excuse me, my throat has gotten really dry all of a sudden. Okay, so now I need to bring in my card. Okay, and I am going to glue this down on the back of the card. Just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to trim away the excess. So let me grab some scissors here. Okay, so that is my transparent. Okay, that's my card that we're working with. And now to decorate the card itself, it's going to be super, super simple. I'm going to just put glue stick down. Oops, I didn't let that one dry. Look, it slipped off on me. I may have to use a better glue. A wet glue. Let's see if we can get through this here, and I'll make that adjustment afterward. I have this beautiful image of this nest and burrow of rabbits. Look at that. Isn't that adorable? And that's just going to go right down on my card base. Just like that. Because just, let me clip this edges off here real first before I flip this back over and get to chit-chatting about the image. Okay. Make sure that's down really well. Isn't that cute? Just a burrow nest of rabbits. So my intention for this piece is, and it's literally done right now, guys. My intention for this piece is, as they do, they nuzzle down and they burrow underground. You know, they dig a hole and make themselves a little nest and a little home. So my intention was, this is the top of the earth, you know, the ground, and they've nuzzled down under, and then when you flip over, there's my other prompt for eyes. Isn't that adorable? I absolutely love it. I don't know what happened to my sponge dauber. Huh. Oh, let me grab another one. I really, really love this image. ink around this. Just like that. And I even tried to add a little more, but I think it's so saturated, I don't think I could include any more even if I wanted to. There we go. It's supposed to look like the ground, look like the earth, and they've nestled themselves their little home underground. And there's my other prompt, eyes. Isn't that adorable? And I actually thought I would pick away right this little section right here to where his nose looks out. I thought about that. Let's see, or maybe his eye. And with all this cheesecloth and everything, I don't think it's going to tear really well. So let me just cut it. I don't really want a straight cut, but that's the only way I'm going to get it, is to use the scissor. A little bit more so you can see his eye peeking through. Where he's just being curious and he wants to go see what's outside. But his mommy is saying, no, no, no. It's not safe out there. You need to stay inside. Excuse me. Oh, the little leaf fell off. Let's glue that back on. Somewhere. There's as good a place as any. Okay. Look at that. And his little eye is sticking out. I like it. How cute. I almost want to do the same thing on this side, but I'll be tearing away too much. What do you think? Should we do it? Let's do it. Yeah, that cheesecloth is not tearing really well. And then I got that gesso on there also. There's a lot of buildup. A little more taken away. I want to be able to see their eyes peeking out. Oh, look at that. I love it. So cute. Oh, so cute. All right, let's build up a little bit more brown around the edge here. And they're just getting of age where they're getting curious and they just want to come and see what the world has to offer them. All right, guys, that is my make for card number 35. Transparent. I used some vellum and eyes. There we go. I like it. Well, that is it. I hope you guys like what you saw today. I would love it if you found something of value on this video today. If you would hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment and a like. Tell me what you think about my little nest of bunnies here. All right. But as always, thank you for stopping by my channel. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bring that down a little bit. Here we go. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.